It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, and much, much more.
Another heartache on my list. I don't wanna be angry no more. You know I can never stand for this. So when you tell me that you love me, no for sure. I don't wanna be lonely anymore.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sidewalks TV. Our next guests broke into the 90s music scene with their unique rock band sounds. They are two of music's most captivating live performers and uniting for the first time touring together. I'm super excited because we have multiple Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter Rob Thomas and multi-platinum selling band member from Counting Crows, Adam Duritz, joining us on the show. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Woohoo! So excited to have you guys here. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So really quick, I love to flash back with my guests on the show. So it's always interesting to kind of flash back into kind of your careers here. And first, I wanted to start off, I know a lot of people know about you guys. I'm a huge fan of you guys. How did you actually get started in your music careers, and what kind of really inspired your music careers for the both of you?
I don't know. I always wrote songs. And as soon as I wrote songs, I felt like that's what I was. I was a songwriter. And that's what I wanted to do with my life, and just sort of stuck with it.
Yeah, I think it's funny, like you do it, and then you keep doing it at some point until you don't have any other viable career options left to do. So it's like, you know, you get asked a lot, like, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? And the answer is, I would be doing this, just less people would come see me do it. But like, I'm not equipped to do anything other than this.
Yeah, I had an interviewer ask me once, what would you be if you weren't a musician? And my answer was unemployed, pretty much.
Really? Nothing else you would be doing? Like, I don't know, flying planes or anything?
Well, okay, I'll give you that. Probably flying planes, yeah. Or maybe an astronaut, or a something else not.
I want to be a supervillain.
Oh my God, I'd like to be a micronaut.
Not just a villain, but a supervillain.
Well, why be a regular villain when you can be a supervillain?
There you go. You guys could both pull it off. Well, really quick, no, you know, for musicians to get their big break, you know, it takes a lot of work. And you guys have come from, you know, obviously from the 90s to now, you've had such success. Can you actually go back to a moment that you can share with us that you felt like was the defining moment in your career? Kind of like what lit the fire for you guys as artists?
I was excited when I got to meet Adam Duritz.
I was excited for him at that moment.
You know, it's funny. I don't think that there's ever like it's little plateaus that you always think are the big thing. You know, like when we were a big local band, we thought that was great to be like the big local band. And then you get a record deal because that's the end all be all, and you think, okay, we've made it because we, you know. And then you get on like a bill with some, you know, big bands, and you think, oh, this is the moment, you know. And then I have these irony moments. Like we would do Letterman for the first time, and then I would get on a plane to come back, you know, from New York, and I would think like how ironic it would be if like that's when my plane went down right after that big moment. But then I realized how narcissistic I was, because that would mean that everybody else on the plane was part of my ironic moment. You know,
dying. That's on the plane. Yeah. They're dying
like,
as part of your ironic
can't
moment.
Believe you did Letterman.
It's the whole. My friend used to joke that he never liked to fly with me because he didn't want to be one of the others.
Right.
Adam Duritz and others died on a plane. You know, I think also people forget that, like, you know. That a show is cast as a big dramatic moment, and it is for the person coming to see it, you know. And you know, in the movie when the band plays, there's always like the big show that, but you actually play hundreds of shows every year, you know, and we do a lot of this over and over again. I don't know that there are defining moments. The defining thing is, can you keep doing it over and over again for a long time and still be inspired? Because I think that's what kills a lot of people, is looking for the one big moment and then they can't keep it up, you know. But we've all been, you know, we've been playing for 20 plus years, both of us.
Exactly.
Or like you're waiting sometimes for the moment, and then you're missing all the moments that are happening because you're like when's that going to happen? Like I'm glad that the defining moment wasn't the first time that Atlantic Records came to see our band play live and passed on us.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and that's my label. But the first time, and by the way, and they were totally right. We weren't ready. But but that was back in the days when like A&R really happened. So they would come see you, and then a few months later and they would just keep checking on you to see how you were shaping up. But I'm glad that wasn't my defining moment, like that time that I almost got a record deal.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because for Rob, you obviously had the band Matchbox 20, and then you went on to be a solo artist. After all the success over the course of the 4 albums you've done with Matchbox 20, like what helped you make the move as a solo artist after that? Because you've had so much success.
Well, I wasn't prepared for it for the first 3 records. Like I don't think that I could have done that. It was just at a certain time when Matchbox 20 started to have a personality of its own. Like the music that we made started to have an identity. And when I wanted to do some things that were a little bit out of that identity and that maybe the guys in the band wouldn't want to play, that was when it just seemed like time to go make this record that I had in my head. And then I enjoyed it, and I liked kind of being able to go back and forth. Like I live in this world with Matchbox 20, and we lived for for a couple years out playing those songs, and then at that one point where you're like ready to go home, then I go back to this other world and I get to play these songs. So it's just getting like visit these different families.
Wow. Well, and it's interesting because you guys have known each other from actually back in the day, it sounds like. So how did you guys actually meet? When did this whole meetup happen between you and Rob and Adam?
Well, I first met Adam at the Viper Room. I was just a fan, and I like accosted him on my first trip to Los Angeles. It was him and a friend of ours, Peter Stewart, who used to sing with Dog's Eye View, hanging out together. But then, it just turns out that we have a lot of friends in common, so we just kept kind of coming in contact with each other, and then. Yeah, I remember like a fun trip in Italy that Adam kind of just stuck around Italy so we could hang out for a few days and drink our way through Italy. We had to go all the way to Italy so we can meet models from Minnesota.
No way.
But it's a very effective way to meet models from Minnesota.
It really is.
Yeah.
Totally using your rock star status for that, of course.
Well, they were using their model status on us.
Yeah.
It only seemed fair.
Yeah, we're powerless against
actually,
that.
wait a minute. That's touche, right on. So now you guys are going on this major tour together. So what has sparked this collaboration for you guys to tour together? Obviously you're friends, but really what was it that got you guys to say, hey, we should tour together?
It's kind of just that.
Even more.
It just seemed like you're looking for that every year. Like we spend your life touring, so you try to make it a quality experience all the time. If you can go out with a band that you love and some friends, that's the best way to do it, because that's it's going to be your life. It's nice to go like that.
I can't this is a job that I can't think of another one as much so, where it's not like you just go to work. Like the work is kind of completely ingrained into your life, like your everyday. Like this is how you spend your life. So when you go out for the summer and you're going to spend the whole summer out, and now as you get older, we have friends and family, and they all kind of come together, and it just seems like a great way to spend the summer with music from people that you love and people that you're going to have a good time hanging out with.
Of course, yeah. Well, obviously you guys are a ton of fun. I've seen your guys' videos on YouTube. You're hilarious, and it's going to be a rockin' good time, I imagine.
Spark from Palisades Park, down over the cliffs and out into the darkness. A long life, a long night, but it's not what I was looking for. Everybody dreams of horses flying round the shore. It's a bad dream we're not having anymore.
It's national meets regional. It's Sidewalks Entertainment. The long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us for a new path to arts and entertainment.
I wanted to actually ask you a few fun questions before we let you go here, just for some of our fans, and see how well you guys sort of know each other.
All right.
Since you guys are going to be on the road, Adam, what's your favorite song from any of Rob's music? And we're going to ask this to Rob as well.
I'm going to go with Kung Fu Fighting. I've always loved that.
Thanks.
I thought you nailed that.
Yeah, thanks. I was fast as lightning.
Those cats were, and so were you.
Yeah.
It was good.
Thanks.
It was good. Yeah.
Thanks. I always liked when Adam used to sing "Semi Charm Life." I used to think that was really good.
Yeah, right on,
Hold
right
my
on. Okay.
hand.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so what would be your go-to karaoke song? And it doesn't have to be any of your guys' music. It can be any song this time.
Mine is anything Tom Petty or David Bowie.
I'm strictly Sinatra. I don't karaoke very often, but when I do, I have to take it out of my oeuvre, so to speak.
You used to go like back when the Elbow Room here in the city was hot. Like I remember you used to go down there sometimes and pop out some karaoke.
Yeah,
that used to be like the spot.
But I was dead. I'm mostly Sinatra, with the occasional Ramones, but really just Sinatra.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. Oh my God, you need to do that.
No, it wasn't awesome at all, but at least it wasn't. I'm not getting judged the same way if I was trying to sing something else. So.
That's true. That's true. Okay, here's one more. So, have you ever covered any of each other's music? And if you haven't, what songs would you cover of each other's music?
Well, I'm at an advantage because when we started out, the Counting Crows came out just a few years before their first record was a few years before our first record. So we were actually in a local band, and that was a seminal record when that came out. Like that was just August and everything after was one of those records that everybody had. So we were we'd play a lot of those songs. So we Matchbox in the band before we were a band called Tabitha Secret. We used to do a lot of that. So I got you guys at we weren't on your radar when you were out doing mostly covers. Like when you were doing the half and half. Did you ever have the half and half?
Early.
Yeah.
Not in Counting Crows ever,
right.
really.
Do you have any pre-performance rituals before you guys go on stage? Like, what do you guys do to get you amped up?
This is the part. I want to tell you that we slaughter a goat before every show, and Rob eats a goat before every show. So it's actually ideal.
Yeah. That's why we toured together. We're like, are you kidding me?
Think of the money we're going to save on goats.
Crazy.
That's exactly it. Oh my God. I was thinking tequila shots or something. I don't know.
Tequila's nice too, but it's good if you can share a goat.
We do. We have this thing we call the Circle of Rock. But the whole idea is because like a lot of times right before the show, everybody has a life that's kind of going on. People are like they're talking to home, or they're they're kind of stuck in the middle of something, and so we take a moment and stop and get the entire band together just to be in that moment and leave everything else in that room so that when we walk on stage, that's just kind of like all of our attention and our focus. Because sometimes like the show is as much for us as it is for a fan. Like if you're having a really bad day, going out and kind of the catharsis of screaming out a song, sometimes it's really good for the artist as well. So I think I think it's really good to have that outlet.
Yeah, we during my warm-ups, at a certain point in the last warm-up, Immer, my guitar player, has to come in and hear this one part, and then we stop and he rants at me for a minute in his insane way, and then I can finish the warm-up. I have a different handshake with every guy in the band. It's a lot of, to me, it's not so much band rituals, it's a lot of individual rituals that we have with other band members and with crew members. Things we have to do before the show with each person. Just like, it's more just like longtime friendships that you sort of like see each other before you go on stage to say, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't actually like to shake hands. I just like to touch people uncomfortably.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, have a really good show. And I do it for like a second longer than I should. I'm that guy.
Yeah. You're like just a little longer and then a little pat on the butt. And you're like, go for it, you guys. We got this.
I'm a little violated right now.
Right.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, right?
But in a good way.
You guys are going to go, in a good way. You guys are going to be touring together, so get used to it.
That's right.
Well, right on. Thank you so much, you guys. We really look forward to hearing more of your music. Keep doing your thing. Congratulations and much success to you guys.
Thanks, Veronica.
I hope I get to see you guys actually coming up in the tour that's coming up.
Please
in
do.
Concert over here in San Francisco. So we'll find you.
I want to send a shout out to Dan and Jim, our drummer and our guitar player, live in San Francisco and Berkeley. And
Right on, yeah. Any shouts out that you want to give to fans or family friends?
Oh, and the train guy. Hey, guys in train. And hey, Carlos.
Oh, I love Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much. Come back to the show when you get a chance if you're in San Francisco.
Thanks,
All
Veronica.
right, see you later.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Oh, I forgot to give you a hug.
Hug.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.